well, our beloved elders that we learn from. And peace, blessings, salutations to the hopeful elect out there that's tuning in, mortifying their members, taking care of the inward man. And salutation to the few aquas tuning in. And to the saints out there that are men, Hebrew Israelite men. And this gospel delivered to you, so-called Negroes, Latino, Hispanic, Native Americans. And as you can see, effing parasite, Dan Bilzerian blames Israel 9/11 JFK assassination October 7th attack. And what inspired me is the hatred that so many people have towards Israel. And one thing which stands out to me is that, well, I have the scriptures up, but matter of fact, I'm gonna just read some of these comments first. So it says, "It's not anti-Semitic to criticize the government." PBD. This PBD is controlled by this guy right here that's on the screen, and everybody's saying that he's corrupt or he's controlled. Salaki. Yeah, PBD either corrupt or scared. Lost respect for the guy. Dan is a hero. PBD is a coward. PBD is controlled. Dan said Israel lies, and PBD says, well, everybody lies. This is funny. If they're black, then it's a gang. If they're Italian, it's a mob. But if they're Jewish, it's a coincidence, and you should never speak about it. PBD is scared of the same people. Dan did not kill himself. PBD act like he knows the Middle East because he lived there as an infant. PBD is so scared of talking against Israel, it's unreal. So, never seen PBD look so corrupt. PBD had just unmasked himself. There you go. Dan Bazarian didn't kill himself. PBD is genuinely level-headed, but he sounds like a shill for Israel. PBD is bought and paid for. PBD is a sellout. PBD stopped being a coward. Damn. So, yeah, PBD so, yeah, it's crazy. PBD can't criticize Israel. I wonder why. Damn. So, the guy that you see, Dan, the other guy, I don't know what he is. And you see the title. But he's actually, he's talking against the Jewish people. And let me get that scripture real quick. Let me see. When the wicked beareth rule, when the wicked beareth rule, a lot of people are waking up, and I wonder why. The Christian's been on the scene for generations, man, and he never ever exposed anything. But the Lord, the scripture says in Surah 36, how He's going to give His oracles to His prophets. His word shall speak to us. So it says, Proverbs 29:1. Salaki, verse 2, Proverbs 29:2. When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice, but when the wicked bear rule, the people mourn. So, as you can see clearly, the righteous are not in authority, and the people that are wicked, they're bearing rule and they're oppressing the earth. Let me see. When you see oppression, I believe it's in Ecclesiastes. Here it is. So, Ecclesiastes 5:8. If thou seest the oppression of the poor and violent perverting of judgment and justice in a province, marvel not at the matter. And it's funny because I was talking to a so-called Christian today, just going back and forth, and I actually know the guy, but how'd it go? how can I say it? Pretty much, lost, have no truth, easy as hell to, make them look bad. They don't really know anything about history. And pretty much they're just Americanized, and they see the so called white man as ruling forever. So talking any sense, any reality of what's really going on, putting reality with the Bible, it just doesn't suit them at all. But it says, if thou seest the oppression of the poor, evidently Christians don't, and violent perverting of judgment and justice in the province, and for some reason Christians don't see this. And who's doing it? The Jewish people, Amalek, the top Edomite banking families, and even again these Edomites, lower level Edomites that see that they haven't they what did it say, that they're seeing that they're 2-time losers because they didn't get a piece of the pie, and now they're angry and bent out of shape. So it says so everybody's angry. Everybody's it's mad because it's very much oppression. And basically, the guy that I know that's a Christian, he's a Judite, and he pretty much basically he loves America. So it says, for he that is higher than the highest regardeth, and there be higher than they. Moreover, the profit of the earth is for all. The king himself is served by the field. You see that? So do Esau, Amalek, Jewish people spread the wealth? Hell no. They're greedy. They're greedy. They are the true niggards of the earth. It said, he that loveth silver shall not be satisfied with silver, and the so-called white man is not satisfied. Like the scripture says, he enlarges his territory, roughly paraphrasing, like as hell. Nor, and he's not a keeper at home. Nor he that loveth abundance with increase. This is also vanity. And Ecclesiastes is a good book to read, in this day of time, because, what Esau is doing, you really don't want to be attached to nothing material out here, because you can lose it all. And we're coming into those times. So I'm gonna bring out this one, Zechariah 14:16. So it says, "And it shall come to pass that everyone who is left of all the nations which came against Jerusalem shall go up from year to year to worship the King." There's no king in Israel right now. Who? Netanyahu? What? Netanyahu? Whatever the hell his name is, Netanyahu. And going back to what I was bringing forth earlier, you still have everybody that worship their own ideologies, gods, etc. You got Moab that worship whatever they believe in. You got the god of technology, etc. So you got Islam, Muslims, uh, like what else? You have Christianity, Catholicism, etc. Rastafarian, and so forth. So all nations is not coming to Jerusalem right now to keep the feast of the tabernacle, like it says, and the Lord of hosts, and to keep the feast of tabernacles. So Yahweh is not in Jerusalem, and it shall be that whichever of the families of the earth do not come up to Jerusalem to worship the King, the Lord of hosts, on them there will be no rain. See that? Do we keep? Are we keeping, or are we going to Jerusalem yearly? No, not at all. So Micah 4:2, but in the last days it shall come to pass that the mountain of the house of the Lord shall be established in the top of the mountains, and it shall be exalted above the hills, and people shall flow unto it. So basically, it's going to be one way of thinking, one how you say, one world government through Israel, Yasharallah. It's not going to be no more, because it's another thing that Christian was talking about. Everybody have their right in their own, free will, so to speak, to do as thou will. Nah, this is not Alex Crowley, my man. This is the one world government. If I'm not saying it incorrectly, basically, all, like the scripture says, all honor and praise is supposed to be given to Yahweh, which created all things through Yahweh Shah. And with Yahweh, with how you say the names and the title and the glory is going to be given to Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shah. You know, not idols or gods or philosophies made from men or made by men's hands. So it says, so the Lord is going to ultimately throw all religions, all ideologies, all things that gods and idols uh, to the ground, as if he did Dagon when those Philistines put Dagon against in the house of the Lord. So and it says that many nations shall come and say, "Come and let us go up to the mountain of the Lord, into the house of the power of Jacob." Nobody does that. And he will teach us his ways. That's not happening. And we will walk in his paths. Nobody's doing that. For the law shall go forth of Zion. Nah, we're still underneath American law. And Moab has his laws. Russia has their laws. Ham have their laws. Ammon have their laws. And Ishmael have their laws. How the way they govern their society. Nothing, So again, the law is not coming forth out of Zion. The law is slack right now. And the word of the Lord from Jerusalem. So this is not haven't been set up yet. And as you can also, when you can read in matter of fact, it's right here. So this is also in Isaiah, the 2nd chapter. And it pretty much says no, I'm gonna just go ahead and read it. Isaiah 2 and 2. And it shall come to pass in the last days that the mountain of the Lord's house shall be established in the top of the mountains, and shall be exalted above the hills, and all nations shall flow into it. And many people shall go and say, "Come ye, and let us go to the mountains of the Lord, to the house of the power of Jacob, and he will teach us his ways, and we will walk in his paths. For out of Zion shall go forth the law and the word of the Lord from Jerusalem. And he shall judge among the nations, and shall rebuke many people, and they shall beat their swords into plowshares, and their spears into pruning hooks. Neither nation shall lift up sword against nation, neither shall they learn war anymore." Because there's going to be ultimately peace on the earth, because the Lord is going to subdue all nations. He's going to cut and get rid of all that evil and wickedness from the earth. And he's going to have structure and order and the laws, and how you say that, and the gate is not going to languish. The Lord is coming back to restore order and peace on the earth. And he's going to throw down all the unrighteous, cut down to 2/3, and destroy all the horn power out of Edom and the other nations. Through what? Violence. But Lord's will, he was edified with that. Shalom.